Hi, I'm Katrina Gibson, and I am here with Representative Jake Sawyer. We're here at the West Haven Park as part of our Conversations with Katrina, and we're getting out to the people in their own communities. And we're excited to have you join us here today. Hey, Jake.
Hi, Katrina.
Good to see you. I'm out talking to people. We're actually having conversations with Katrina.
I love it.
And we're going to carry this on throughout my campaign, throughout my tenure, as long as we can. I think it will be a good thing to get the public's input, hear voices from the county, see what challenges people are facing, what matters most to them, and we want to give people a voice. And as part of that, we want to hear your perspective. And let's just start out. You are a state legislator. This has been your first term in the Utah State Legislature. Tell us how it's been going so far.
It's been a lot, right? It's everybody says it's like drinking from a fire hose, which I don't think that does enough justice to what it's really like. But it's an incredible experience, and we're a citizen legislature for a reason. Everybody should do this. Everybody should have the opportunity to serve in public service at any level. But it's been amazing. I've made some incredible friendships. I've got to work on some amazing policy things. I've gotten to be a part of some incredible bills that have passed. And something that I'm proud that we get to leave for the next generation, which I think is what it's all about. For sure.
And we thank you for your service. You've done a lot of good things for the state, and we appreciate that very much.
Thanks. We'll try to keep it going.
Yeah, for sure. So how has your experience with the county been? We want to see, are you able to work together with county leadership? And if not, how would you like to see county leadership work with the state legislature?
Yeah, I think there's a great relationship. Obviously, there's always things that you want to improve on and things that you want to do better on and wish that could be better, But I think that there's a feeling in the county right now that people don't have that opportunity to express their thoughts and opinions, right? I think people in Utah especially, we can disagree on a topic, and that's fine. But if you ignore what I have to say, or if you don't take into account what I've got to say, well, then that's going to make people really angry. But if I can sit and explain to somebody why I voted the way I did, and if we disagreed about how to vote on that, usually by the end of the conversation, we can understand where each other is, and we can leave in a better place. And I think that's maybe what we're missing here in Weber County is we have a commission that is driving by their thoughts and their ideas and what they think is best for the county, which I can understand that thought process, but we've lost the citizen-led part of government work, right? We've lost the ability to let the citizens come in and tell us what they think and what they want and what they don't want. And unfortunately, I think that's where we've landed ourselves, not only as a county, but a state as well.
For sure. Thank you. The commissioner's job is to serve the people. We're elected by the people. We need to hear the people. We need to represent the people.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And that's one thing that I love why you're running is we're going to have another commissioner from out west.
Yes.
Right? We need somebody that understands this rural part of Weber County. It's different than downtown Ogden. It's different than the East Bench, right? It's different than Pleasant View. Right. And we need a commissioner that understands that side of it, because this is a big part of the county.
Right. And we want to work together with the state legislature to create the best county in the state. What can we do to make Weber County be the best county in the state? Keep it the best county in the state, for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the goal. This is a unique county. We are the only county that crosses over the Wasatch Front and has property on the other side.
Wow. And
we have some amazing things right here. The historic Union Station, we have the airport, we have the Upper Ogden Valley, we have this rural area out west, and it's very unique, and people love it because of its uniqueness. And so we need to preserve that and make sure our long-term planning helps all kinds that are here in the county.
Right, and everybody that has their opinions on what they want it to look like. Each city, and that's the beautiful thing, is each city can look differently based on what their residents want that city to look like.
For sure.
And I think that's a big thing that we talk about on the state level is West Haven is never going to look like Park City. Right. We don't want it to. And same with St. George. We don't want it to look like North Ogden. It's just totally different. And so we've got to keep those conversations moving, and I think doing things like this is how we do that.
Yeah, for sure. That's what we're all about. Yeah. So, so why do you love living in Weber County?
I've lived in Weber County my entire life, well, except for when I was in St. George going to school. The things I love about it, and it's probably just creature comforts, I love the view on the mountain, right? That to me, I grew up looking at that outside of my house every day. I love being able to go ski in the morning on the hill and then water ski at night down on Lake Powell, Pineview Reservoir. I love the difference in, well, like we've been talking about, you can come out here rural, where my grandparents were from, right, and spent a lot of time out here, or South Ogden, where I grew up.
Yeah.
They're very different, but yet you still feel that community, that closeness. There's not anywhere in Weber County that I go that I don't feel like is home, or that I couldn't put roots down and make it my new home. I love Weber County. I never want to leave.
Yeah, it's a beautiful place, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, so what challenges are you and your family facing right now?
Well, I don't think we're unlike any other family. Just the cost of living is insane, right? It's gone out of control, and we're fortunate that we happen to have a home. We're not in the rental cycle right now, but that's terrifying, right? To think that there are people our age that won't own a home, or don't think that it's even possible to own a home.
Right.
That's the single biggest generational wealth creation that anybody can get into. So I'm really nervous for our future, for my generation, the next generations, right, coming up, that homeownership just isn't a thing in their mind, and we've got to fix that.
Yeah.
Going to the grocery store, right? I know every year when I watch Home Alone and you see all the groceries that he gets for $20, are you kidding? I mean, how great would that be to get back to that?
Yeah.
My wife and I talk about, we want to raise our kids like it's the 90s. Well, there's a lot we can do to make that happen, except for the cost of living,
right.
And that's something that we need to focus on, both as a state, a county, a national government. People can't afford to live here, and I love that Utah gets rated, number one every single year in so many different ways. But we've got to realize that comes at a cost.
Right.
People want to be here; they want to experience this incredible place that we call home.
Yeah.
Comes at a cost, and we need to start realizing what those costs are, and maybe what some of the trade-offs are going to be.
For sure. Yeah. So, what would you like Weber County to look like in 10 years?
Oh man. I think I'd like to see it keep its same spirit. We keep hitting the same thing. We've got rural, we've got urban, we've got all these different mixes. I'd like to see that stay, but maybe evolve just a little, right? Maybe out here we don't do the full 1 acre lots. We can mix in a little bit of some more housing to let people experience what it is like to live out here. Maybe bring down some of those costs a little bit. I'd love to see us on a growth trajectory, that we can increase jobs, increase wages, increase people's just standard of living in this county. I think a lot of times, and I know some smaller counties will probably give us grief for saying this, but I think Weber County gets overlooked.
Yeah.
Right. And I think we get we take a lot of the difficult tasks as a state in this county, right? And we take on a lot of that burden, and yet there's a lot of struggle going on at the same time. So I'd like to see us move to being a more family-centric, rising all boats, lifting all boats, right? Everybody does better when the lowest does better.
Right.
And that's what I'd like to see.
Right. Yeah. We all do good when everyone's doing good.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, for sure. Yep. Yeah. So do you feel like the county is going in the right direction?
I would say it's probably off by a couple degrees.
Okay.
Right. But even at that, if you're flying to Hawaii and you're setting your autopilot to whatever the degree is to get you to Hawaii, if that's off 1 degree, right, you're going to miss it by miles.
Right.
You're not even going to see it as you pass by, and we've heard that, over the years. And I think that's kind of the same thing. Is I think Weber County may be pulling a little bumper bowling, kind of bouncing off the rails. We're staying within the lane, but I think there's a lot more we could do. Getting citizen involvement, right, to lead kind of that chart. But I think there's better things that we could do as a county to help everybody.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Well, thank you. What would make you feel like your voice is being heard? And if you already, you're already a public figure, so what do you think maybe the public out there, what could help them to have their voice feel like they're being heard?
Yeah. Biggest thing for me, I read every email, every text, I listen to every phone call. They just need to reach out. Right, and I know that's the hardest part, is they don't know where to find the information or who their representative is or who's even going to listen to them. But for the people that live anywhere near me, right, I'm always willing to give out my phone number, my emails. That is why I got into politics, was so that people could have a connection and have somebody that's willing to answer their phone and fight their fights for them, just like that's why you're running, right? You want to fight those people's fights. Right. People need to know who to reach out to. And so that's why I've made it a big push for me to let my constituents know that I'm always here and I'm always available.
Right, and very accessible.
Try to be, as best I can.
Yeah, you've done a great job, and we appreciate your work and your service in the state, and what you've done for Weber County on the state level, and we appreciate that very much.
Well, thank you. We're super excited for you and to support you in this race, and we know you're going to do amazing things for Weber County.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it. And we appreciate you joining us for Conversations with Katrina.